Oh, there's a heart for you. Love is in the air as couples race to get their Valentine's Day gifts ready for tomorrow. According to data from Finance Buzz, it's kind of shocking. Americans are expected to spend $2.9 billion just on flowers this year. The sticker shock for a dozen red roses now sits at $93.07. That is a nearly 3% increase from last year. Now, what if you want an alternative, say an assortment of fresh fruits and chocolates? Well, today's consumer inflation report showed that fresh fruits and apples both saw a year-over-year decrease of 0.5%. Bananas are still up in the air. They're up 5.4%. Sugar and sweets, though, up 5.7%. Cocoa's gone through the roof. These are just some of the main components of the sweet gifts that my next guest puts together for millions of Americans. Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive, Edible Brands CEO Somia Farid Silber. Edible Brands is the parent company behind Edible Arrangements, and you make bouquets of fresh fruit dipped in chocolate. I see some cheesecake there, too. That makes me happy.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Good to have you. Well, is it fruit or flowers? Clearly both, in many cases, are imported, and we know what tariffs are since Liberation Day. They've moved around in some cases, but boy, when you think about the expense and the tariff increase on things like fresh flowers, which mostly come from Colombia and Ecuador, what are you seeing here when it comes to people choosing?
Yeah, great question. So first of all, Valentine's Day is the biggest day of the year for us. We're expected to hit 500,000 orders this week alone. And when it comes to product assortment for us, of course, we have the fresh fruit, but we recently expanded and sell fresh flowers as well. And from a mix perspective, we see customers gearing towards those higher average ticket items. Even for the holiday during these inflationary pressures, people want those gifts to be special. It's very emotional. And when it comes to the tariffs, so far we've been able to absorb all of those costs and not have to pass them on to our customer, and hope that we can continue it that way.
How are you doing that? Because you've also got delivery costs and a whole bunch of other input costs. And where are you sourcing most of your fruit from?
Our fruit all gets sourced through the distribution network nationally. And in terms of absorbing the costs for delivery, we actually have our own delivery fleet. So we can reach 90% of households in the US within an hour. And with that delivery fleet, we're not having to rely on shipping services such as UPS and FedEx, which helps us control our delivery costs.
Let me just press down on you about the question of where your fruit comes from, because most fruits, whether they are mangoes or pineapple, we know, bananas, everything else, strawberries, they're coming, honeydew, from Mexico, Costa Rica, Colombia, Peru. In some cases. How, when you import them, how has it been when it comes to absorbing those tariff costs?
Luckily, we haven't seen too much of an impact there when it comes to the fruit side of the business, and we've been able to manage it. And when we're planning our pricing, we always assume whatever the highest cost will be. So, for example, with strawberries, we're always assuming, a higher cost there, just to make sure that if there are any increases or pressures from tariffs, we're able to absorb that.
Cocoa prices,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, they hit record in recent years. They've come down in the past couple of months, but it has gotten extremely costly when it comes to one of my personal favorites, chocolate. I know that chocolate prices for consumers have surged 14.5% year over year. How is that affecting what you do? I see you've got strawberries that are dipped in chocolate.
Yeah, for us, a lot of it, again, if you look at these items, it's all about the mix, right? So we think about when we're building an edible arrangement, how many pieces of strawberries have chocolate on them versus fresh. So that's the recipe is one way that we're really able to manage it. And we continue to tweak our recipes based on what different costs look like. And that was something that we did when we saw those cocoa prices increase last year.
So you said that you added flowers.
We did.
Why'd you do that?
Wanted to diversify the portfolio, and we feel like flowers are better when they're coming with fruit. So all of our flowers are sold in bundles, and you can get a box of chocolate dipped strawberries or one of these items and get some flowers on the side with them.
What about the other brands that are in your portfolio? You've got hemp-derived THC offerings. How are sales of that, especially considering that we've finally started to see, well, it's not exactly cannabis, but the reclassification of cannabis just a couple of months ago? Yeah,
we do have an online marketplace that sells low-dosage hemp-derived products. So far, doing really well. We're driving a lot of traffic to the website and the platform, and our priority is to put the best products out there, highest quality, safe and secure items. So far doing well. Outlook is positive. We're really excited about the potential for the category.
What is the #1 pick most people who call up edible arrangements want?
This week, it'll likely be this bouquet. So this bouquet is actually one of our original designs.
How much does that cost?
It's in the $80 to $100 range, depending on what the mix looks like, whether you've got chocolate dipped strawberries or fresh strawberries.
Okay, and what about this platter here with the cheesecake?
Yeah, this platter is north of $100. This is also one of our top sellers. We just launched this new dessert board collection a couple years ago, and it's been performing
I need to, by
really
accident,
well.
steal this.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
one of my favorite items that we
Putting
sell.
that away. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm hiding this in my purse. I'm kidding. It's great to see you, Somia. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks so much for
Happy
having me.
Valentine.